everybody, welcome to Jacob's Quest and welcome to 2023, which I'm trying to make a new era of the channel, trying to make it a whole new thing, new color schemes, new intro to the video, all kinds of stuff. It has been a solid month plus, I don't know, maybe a month and a half since I've put any kind of videos up on the channel, since Andor ended, really. And yeah, I kind of wanted to take a little bit of a break. The holidays happened. It was time for a break. And yeah, new year, new content. I'm gonna try to cover more stuff, be more active on the channel, and let's just get started. Season 2 of The Bad Batch, we got 2 episodes dropped, and these first 2 episodes are all about trying to go to Sereno and trying to basically clear out Count Dooku's stash. So the Empire, of course, this is what, 6 months to a year roughly since Revenge of the Sith. The Empire goes to Sereno, and they're basically going to be like, all right, let's get Count Dooku's treasure hoard, which of course Palpatine would do that, right? Of course, after after telling Anakin to do it, cut Count Dooku's head off, he's gonna be like, all right, and let's go to your castle and we're gonna take all your stuff, that's mine now. And basically the crew is like, yeah, this guy was super rich, he was he took treasure from all the planets that the Separatists conquered, right? So that's basically the plan. Just take at least one of these mini boxes full of treasure, and we're gonna try and get out of here. That's, it's the same as we kind of did in the first season, where we're trying to buy our way to freedom. Like they're doing these jobs for Sid, and they're like, if we get enough money, we can kind of actually have a normal life. And they're still essentially just doing their bounty hunter slash just doing missions for Sid. I don't know, it's not necessarily bounty hunting, it's more just doing missions, because bounty hunting, I feel like, implies that you're going after a person, and they weren't really going after a person, they're just kind of trying to recover treasure. Maybe they're treasure hunters this time, I don't know. Anyways, now I'll admit, sorry, I'm kind of getting over a little bit of a cold or something. I'll fully admit that I was kind of hoping that we were going to see something interesting within Count Dooku's treasure hoard. Like when they opened up the box, I thought for sure we were going to see a Sith holocron or something crazy like that, and we didn't really see much. But I will say, now that they've introduced this idea and they've shown that, like, oh yeah, there's a lot of these boxes, this is something that could always come back somewhere else. Somewhere down the line we could see Palpatine going through one of these boxes, just like checking out what Count Dooku had, and he's gonna be like, oh look, a Sith holocron was in there, I'll take that, and something interesting could come of that. But yeah, this was all just about the treasure, just about trying to, like, buy their way to freedom, buy their way out of here so they could have a normal life. And really it was a little bit of a lesson for Omega, right, where she kind of overhears Tech talking to Hunter about, like, we could be doing more, we could get out of here, this doesn't have to be just about hiding, we could use this money to, he's talking about, like, taking up arms. Sorry, not Tech, oh my god, Echo, my bad, there's so many clones. Anyways, Echo was talking about how we could take up arms, and we could, like, actually fight against the Empire. So he's already full on, like, willing to join whatever rebellion might exist at this point in time, which isn't much of one. I guess Saw Gerrera's group exists, but that's kind of it right now. As we see in Andor, the normal rebellion is not a thing yet, but maybe we'll kind of slowly get there, and that's the thing about the rebellion so far, especially after seeing Andor. It's like, this thing was very brand new by the time Luke Skywalker joined it. Like, it had only existed for a handful of years, so it's yeah, it's gonna take a minute now. Now what happens after this? They don't end up getting the treasure, so this was kind of just another mission of the week, you could say, right? We did get some interesting little tidbits though. For example, Admiral Rampart, I think his name was, that guy shows up again, right? And he was a character that was supposed to be like the main bad guy, but he didn't really show up until the end of season 1. But he shows up here at the end, where apparently he had filed his report after Kamino that all of the Bad Batch had died. That was the report that he had given to his superiors, right? And then basically the captain who was following all this episode was like, well, I'm not going to falsify a report. I know I saw them. They're alive. And Admiral Rampart's like, yeah, well, I'll falsify that report, and he shoots that guy. He shoots that clone dead. So basically just kind of setting up like, okay, this guy, this Rampart guy is actually a little bit more sinister than maybe we thought before, right? Like, you know, he's in the Empire, so we know he's evil, but the fact that he's willing to just like kill some clone captain because he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna let myself look bad, so I'm gonna kill you. Now part of me was like, or alternatively, maybe he's trying to help the Bad Batch, you know, maybe he's trying to make it so everyone thinks that they're dead still, you know. It's possible, because, you know, true, maybe he doesn't want himself to look bad and that's why he did that, and it's fully a selfish thing, but either way it does help the Bad Batch for everyone to think that they're dead, right? So I don't know, it's kind of interesting to think about it. They could do a big reveal later on where it's like, oh yeah, I've been trying to help you guys behind the scenes by letting everyone think you're dead this whole time, so I'm actually a good guy, you know. It could kind of go either way at this point, although I kind of, yeah, right now I doubt it. It's possible, but I doubt it. I'm gonna say Rampart is definitely just an evil jerk. Now we know later on we're gonna get some interesting things, like we know what's his name, Grungy, the Wookiee Jedi. We know he's gonna show up. We know Rex is gonna be in here, Cody's gonna be in here, so you know, this was the first little taste, and it was just a simple little mission that, you know, admittedly I was kind of waiting for something interesting to be in that treasure vault, and we didn't really get much, but again, it could come back later. But I will say this, it's funny how when I first watched the first season of Bad Batch, you know, I'm waiting for like epic reveals and like lore shattering things, you know, because I kind of wanted it to be Clone Wars season 8 or 9 or whatever, right? And then when I kind of had to just adapt to be like, no, this is a season 1 of a brand new show, it's gonna be like the first season of any show, you know, and I kind of like, I guess I was missing the trees for the forest, or however that saying goes, you know. I wasn't like living in the adventure to adventure, week to week. I was kind of waiting for like some epic bombshell to happen, you know. And now going through this and like just hearing the music and being at Sid's place and get the group getting back together and going on a mission, you know, like I kind of brought back a little. It's funny, it's only been like a year, right? But somehow it's already brought back a little bit of nostalgia. I'm like, oh yeah, this feels good. It feels, you know, it feels right to be in January, you know, the beginning of a new year, watching a new season of the Bad Batch. It feels right, you know, being back at Sid's place. So anyways, pretty cool. Oh, we did meet a new character. We did meet one new character, some pirate lady who I guess was the one that tipped them off about Sereno's treasure. But I assume she's gonna come back because she was there at the beginning and then she kind of just left, so I have to assume she's gonna be important later. You know, otherwise why introduce a character like that? But anyways, yeah, pretty cool first couple episodes. Not much more to really say about that, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of this season, and I'm looking forward honestly to this year. It feels like a fresh start for the channel. There's going to be so much Star Wars shows that are happening. There's like, what, 4 or 5 shows happening this year. Yeah, I'm ready. I feel rejuvenated, even though I'm still kind of coming down from a cold. But yeah, Bad Batch is back. I'm loving it. McDonald's. Anyways, all right, bye guys, bye.